All right, so you're prepping for a special effects artist interview. It's exciting.
Yeah.
You've got your notes and some RoleCatcher guides here to help you nail it. Um, it's not just about making things explode anymore.
Right.
It's really about bringing a director's vision to life. And these interviews are all about showing how you can blend artistry and tech skills seamlessly.
And you know what I think is fascinating? It's those aha moments, those early sparks of passion. Those can actually become the backbone of your interview answers. Everybody applying loves movies, but what makes your story unique?
Exactly. Like they'll probably ask you, how did you get into special effects? And you don't want to just say, oh, I love movies. You got to dig deeper. Was there like a specific film that blew your mind as a kid? Or do you try to recreate those effects in your backyard or something?
RoleCatcher suggests using those personal anecdotes. That's how to really stand out. Think back to that moment when you first saw Jurassic Park and you truly believed those dinosaurs were real. I mean, that's a story. Show them the magic that drew you in and how it shaped your journey.
Yeah, and it's not just about the why, it's about the how. They'll definitely ask you what software you're proficient in. After Effects, Maya, Nuke. Those are your keywords.
Yeah.
But don't just name drop them.
Right, proficient means you can actually do things. And RoleCatcher's skill guides are great for this. They suggest having project examples ready to go to showcase your abilities. You can say, oh yeah, I'm proficient in Maya, but show them that 3D character you modeled for a student film or something. That's what makes it real.
Yeah, it's like the difference between saying, I can bake a cake, and actually presenting them with like a delicious multi-layered masterpiece.
Precisely. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. RoleCatcher's AI can actually help tailor your answers to specific job roles. So let's say you're interviewing for a junior artist position versus a senior artist role. The expectations are going to be different, right?
Right. A junior artist might focus more on showcasing their technical skills and their eagerness to learn, whereas a senior artist would need to demonstrate leadership and experience and handling those complex projects.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher can help you identify those key differences and adjust your answers accordingly. It's like having a digital mentor in your corner, guiding you to success.
I like that. Okay, back to those tricky interview questions. How about this one? Can you walk us through your process for creating a special effect? They're not just looking for a list of steps. They want to see your thought process.
Yeah, it's about showing them your mental blueprint. So start with the initial idea, that spark of inspiration. Explain why you chose certain software, the challenges you faced, and of course the final result. Remember, this is your chance to highlight your problem-solving skills. Did you have to come up with a creative workaround because of a tight deadline? Did you discover a new technique along the way,
Those are the details that make your story come alive and show them that you can think on your feet. Speaking of which, they might ask you, how do you stay up to date with the latest trends in special effects?
Right.
Because it is a fast-moving field.
Absolutely. So mentioning specific industry blogs, websites, online courses, even social media groups, that shows you're genuinely invested in your craft. It's not just about keeping up. It's about actively seeking ways to improve and innovate.
Yeah, and imagine if you could talk about a new technique that you're excited to learn and how it might apply to future projects. That shows you're not just following trends. You're thinking ahead.
Exactly. It demonstrates a forward-thinking mindset, which is valuable in any creative field, especially one as dynamic as special effects.
Okay. Now for a question that lets you really shine. Could you describe a project where you faced a technical challenge and how you overcame it? This is your chance to be a creative MacGyver.
And remember, it's not about showcasing perfection. It's about resilience. Maybe the on-set smoke machine malfunctioned right before a crucial shot. How did you improvise to save the day? Or perhaps your computer crashed and you had to recover your work in a really creative way.
Or the green screen wasn't cooperating and you had to figure out a way to make the compositing work anyway.
Yeah.
It's all about demonstrating your ability to adapt, problem solve, and stay calm under pressure.
Absolutely. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can provide feedback on your answers. It can even analyze your tone and clarity, so you can practice beforehand and go into that interview feeling confident and prepared.
That's great. Okay, another question. How do you collaborate with animators and compositors? Special effects are a team sport, and they want to see that you understand the bigger picture.
Right. This is where you highlight your communication skills and collaborative spirit. So think about a project where the animator's vision for a creature's movement clashed with your smoke effects. How did you communicate your concerns? find a compromise, and create a final product that exceeded everyone's expectations.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of teamwork, let's tackle a question that often trips people up. Can you describe a time when you had to balance creative vision with time and budget constraints? This one's all about demonstrating your resourcefulness and your ability to make those tough decisions.
Right, it's like that classic dilemma. You get this amazing idea for an epic explosion, but the budget says you can only afford a sparkler, so what do you do?
Well, you don't give up. You get creative. This is your chance to show them how you can prioritize, compromise, and still deliver high-quality work within limitations. Maybe you had to simplify a complex effect to save time or money. Explain how you did it without sacrificing the overall visual impact.
Right, or maybe you even discovered a clever workaround.
Yeah.
Using like a less expensive software tool or technique. Or perhaps you had to delegate tasks differently to maximize efficiency. Did you have to like collaborate with other departments to find those creative solutions?
Right, it's a real balancing act.
Yeah.
And don't forget to highlight how you communicated those compromises to the director or the client. They'll want to see that you can manage expectations and keep everyone on the same page, even when things get tight.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk about a question that's designed to test your ability to handle the heat. Can you describe a project where you had to work under pressure? We all know those deadlines can be fierce, especially in the world of special effects.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to admit that it was stressful, but focus on the positive, how you rose to the occasion and delivered amazing work despite the tight deadline or the unexpected obstacles. This is where you showcase your resilience, your ability to stay calm and focused in challenging situations.
So if you had to pull an all-nighter to finish a project, talk about how you prioritized tasks, managed your time effectively, and kept your cool, even when things got chaotic. And interviewers love to hear about those problem-solving skills in action.
Did you discover a new time management technique? Did you realize the importance of clear communication under pressure? Those insights show that you're not just surviving those high-pressure moments, you're actually learning and growing from them.
Okay, speaking of learning and growing, let's shift our focus to a question that might come up in interviews for more senior-level roles. Can you discuss a time when you had to mentor or train a junior team member? It's one thing to be skilled yourself. It's another to be able to share that knowledge and help others develop.
Right. This question is all about leadership, patience, and the ability to effectively pass on your expertise. So think back to a time when you had to train a new team member on a specific software program or workflow. How did you break down complex concepts into manageable steps? Did you create any helpful tutorials or documentation?
Right, or did you have to explain the subtle art of making a digital explosion look realistic? Or how to seamlessly blend a CGI creature into a live action shot? Mentoring is about those little tricks of the trade that you picked up along the way.
Exactly, and it's not just about technical skills. Did you also provide guidance on things like time management, communication, and problem solving? Did you offer constructive feedback to help them grow? Those are all crucial aspects of mentorship.
Yeah, and remember, mentoring isn't a one-way street. Did your mentee's fresh perspective help you approach a problem in a new way? Maybe they had a unique take on a visual effect that you hadn't considered before. Sharing those insights shows that you're open to learning from others, which is a valuable quality in any leader.
Absolutely. Speaking of valuable qualities, let's circle back to RoleCatcher for a moment. It's not just about prepping for specific questions, it's also about presenting yourself in the best possible light. And RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you with that as well.
Now I know what you're thinking. How can AI help me with my presentation skills? Well, remember those career stage profiles we talked about earlier? Junior, intermediate, senior artist. RoleCatcher has real-life examples of what's expected at each level.
Right, it's like peeking behind the curtain,
Yeah.
seeing how experienced special effects artists present themselves, both in their portfolios and their communication style. You can see what skills and experience are expected at each level, which helps you set realistic goals and tailor your approach accordingly.
So even if you're just starting out, you can see where your career could go and start building those presentation skills now. RoleCatcher can even analyze your practice answers and give you feedback on your tone and clarity. It's like having a personal coach in your pocket.
Exactly. And don't forget about those thoughtful questions that you should ask at the end of the interview. It shows you're curious, engaged, and genuinely interested in the role. RoleCatcher can even help you come up with insightful questions based on the specific company and job description.
It's all about taking that extra step to stand out from the crowd. Now let's dive into a question that often comes up in interviews for more senior level roles. Have you ever had to lead a team on a particularly challenging project? This one's all about showcasing your leadership skills and ability to inspire a team to achieve a common goal.
So think back to a time when you had to rally your team to overcome a major obstacle, meet a tight deadline, or navigate a complex technical challenge.
Yeah.
What were the key strategies you used to motivate and guide your team? How did you delegate tasks effectively? Did you have to resolve any conflicts or disagreements along the way?
Right, this is where you showcase your ability to communicate clearly, make those tough decisions, and maintain a positive and collaborative work environment even when things get stressful. Great leaders inspire. They don't just command.
Absolutely. And don't forget to highlight the results of your leadership. Did your team successfully overcome the challenge? Did you deliver the project on time and within budget? Did you receive any positive feedback from your team members or clients?
Or those tangible outcomes demonstrate that you're not just a leader in theory. You're a leader who gets things done. And that's what interviewers are looking for. Now let's talk about a question that might seem a bit tricky at first. Can you describe your personal style as a special effects artist?
This is a chance for you to showcase your unique artistic vision and how it sets you apart from other candidates. It's not about bragging, it's about articulating what makes your work special. Do you gravitate towards photorealistic effects or more stylized visuals? Do you enjoy creating epic explosions or subtle environmental details?
Right. Maybe you have a knack for bringing fantastical creatures to life. Or you're a master of seamlessly blending CGI with live-action footage. Whatever your strengths are, this is your opportunity to shine a spotlight on them.
Think about what kind of projects you enjoy working on the most. What are the challenges that excite you? What are the visual styles that inspire you? Those insights will help you articulate your personal style and show the interviewers why you'd be a valuable asset to their team.
And remember, RoleCatcher can help you analyze your answer and make sure it's aligned with the company's aesthetic and the specific job requirements. It's like having a personal stylist for your interview.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot between showcasing your individual strengths and demonstrating your ability to adapt to the needs of a specific project or team.
All right, let's tackle another common interview question. Can you describe a situation where you had to give constructive feedback to a colleague?
This is an interesting one. It's all about demonstrating your ability to communicate effectively, provide helpful guidance,
Yeah.
and maintain a positive and professional working relationship, even when addressing areas for improvement.
Remember, constructive feedback is not about criticizing or tearing someone down. It's about offering specific and actionable suggestions for improvement, delivered in a respectful and supportive manner.
So think back to a time when you had to provide feedback to a colleague on a specific project or task. Did you notice an error in their work? Did you have a suggestion for how they could approach a problem differently? Focus on the specific situation, how you approached the conversation, and the positive outcome that resulted from your feedback.
All right, did your colleague appreciate your feedback and use it to improve their work? Did it lead to a more collaborative and productive working relationship? Those are the kinds of details that interviewers love to hear.
Absolutely. And don't forget about RoleCatcher's AI. It can analyze your answer and help you ensure that you're conveying your feedback in a clear, constructive, and professional manner.
It's like having a communication coach in your pocket,
Yeah.
helping you fine-tune your message for maximum impact.
Now let's shift our attention to a question that often comes up in interviews for creative roles. What are some of your favorite films or TV shows that feature impressive special effects? This might seem like a lighthearted question, but it's actually a great opportunity to showcase your passion for the field and demonstrate your knowledge of visual effects history and trends.
Right, don't just list a bunch of blockbuster movies. Think about the films or TV shows that truly inspired you, the ones that push the boundaries of what's possible with visual effects.
Exactly. It's a chance to show your appreciation for the artistry and technical skill that goes into creating those memorable visual experiences. Did a particular film ignite your passion for special effects? Did a specific director or visual effects supervisor inspire your work?
Yeah, maybe you were blown away by the groundbreaking CGI in Avatar, or you were captivated by the subtle and nuanced effects in a period drama. Whatever your favorites are, explain why you find them impressive and what you learned from them.
And remember, it's not just about showcasing your knowledge of classic films. Are there any recent projects that you found particularly inspiring? Have you noticed any emerging trends in visual effects that excite you? Those insights show that you're keeping up with the latest advancements, and you're passionate about the future of the field.
Okay, speaking of the future, let's tackle a question that often comes up toward the end of an interview. What are your career goals? This is your chance to paint a picture of where you see yourself heading in the world of special effects and how this particular role fits into your long-term vision.
Don't be afraid to be ambitious. Do you aspire to become a lead compositor, a VFX supervisor, or even start your own special effects studio? Share your dreams and aspirations, but make sure they're grounded in reality and aligned with the company's mission and the opportunities available within the role.
Right, maybe you see yourself specializing in a particular type of visual effect, like creature animation or fluid dynamics. Or perhaps you're interested in exploring the emerging world of virtual production. Whatever your goals are, be specific and explain how you plan to achieve them.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answer to match the specific career path within the company. You can see what skills and experience are required for different roles and adjust your goals accordingly. It's like having a career counselor in your pocket.
I like that. All right, let's tackle one more question before we wrap up this section. Why are you interested in working at this particular company? This is where you need to do your research and demonstrate that you understand the company's culture, values, and projects.
Right. Take some time to explore the company's website. Read recent news articles and browse their portfolio of work. What are their most notable projects? What is their reputation within the industry? What kind of values do they prioritize?
Right. Maybe you admire their commitment to pushing the boundaries of visual effects technology. Or you're inspired by their collaborative and creative work environment.
Whatever your reasons are, make sure they're genuine and specific to the company. Generic answers like, I think it would be a great place to work, won't cut it.
Right. And remember, RoleCatcher can help you personalize your answer by highlighting the company's key projects and achievements that resonate with your own skills and interests.
It's all about showing the interviewers that you've done your homework and you're genuinely excited about the prospect of joining their team.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from technical challenges to leadership skills to career aspirations. But before we wrap up this interview prep session, I want to touch on one more crucial aspect of the interview process that's often overlooked: your portfolio.
Ah, yes. The visual effects artist's secret weapon. Your portfolio is your chance to showcase your skills and creativity in a tangible way. It's the visual representation of all the hard work and dedication you've poured into your craft.
So make sure your portfolio is well organized, easy to navigate, and tailored to the specific job you're applying for. Highlight your most impressive projects, the ones that demonstrate the skills and techniques that are most relevant to the role.
And don't forget to include a brief description of each project, outlining your role, the challenges you faced, and the techniques you used.
Right. Remember, your portfolio is not just a collection of pretty pictures. It's a storytelling tool. Use it to tell the story of your journey as a special effects artist, showcasing your growth, your versatility, and your passion for the craft.
And of course, RoleCatcher can help you analyze your portfolio and make sure it's aligned with the company's aesthetic and the specific job requirements. It's like having a personal curator for your work.
Now let's shift our focus to the final stage of the interview process, the follow-up.
Ah, yes, the art of the thank you note. It's a simple gesture, but it can make a big difference in leaving a lasting impression on the interviewers.
So within 24 hours of your interview, send a personalized thank you email to each person you met with. Reiterate your interest in the role. Highlight a specific point that you discussed during the interview, and thank them for their time and consideration.
And remember, RoleCatcher can help you craft a polished and professional thank you note that showcases your attention to detail and your genuine enthusiasm for the opportunity.
It's all about those little touches that can set you apart from the competition. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into special effects artist interview prep. We've tackled tough questions, explored career paths, and even learned how to leverage the power of AI to our advantage.
But before we wrap up this session, I want to emphasize one crucial point. The most important thing you can bring to an interview is your authentic self.
Yeah, let your passion for special effects shine through. Be confident. Be enthusiastic, and be prepared to share your unique story and vision.
With the right preparation and a genuine passion for the craft, you're well on your way to landing that dream job.
And remember, RoleCatcher isn't just there for the big questions. It can also help you with those smaller but equally important details. That can make a big difference in how you present yourself.
Exactly like researching the company, practicing your answers, even fine-tuning your portfolio to align with their aesthetic.
It's all about putting your best foot forward.
Imagine walking into that interview, feeling confident, prepared, and knowing that you've got this incredible tool in your corner.
Yeah, it's a game changer. So we've covered a ton of ground today, from those aha moments that sparked your passion,
Yeah.
all the way to the nitty-gritty of on-set problem solving.
But here's the takeaway. Being a special effects artist isn't just about technical wizardry. It's about passion, resilience, and the ability to tell a story visually.
It's about collaborating with others to bring those impossible visions to life. And with the right prep and a little help from RoleCatcher's AI, you can be at the forefront of this incredible field.
Now, one last thought for you to ponder. How will your unique style and skills contribute to the future of special effects? It's a constantly evolving world, and you have the power to shape it.
What stories will you tell? Go get them.